Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back with some more world tanks. So as you can see, this is my FCM 50t. This is a tier 10 game on ioEther. It's a standard game and it's me playing. So I'm in a platoon with Facsimile and Chief. Fax is back there in his KV4. He's the reason we're in this, and Chief is in his T-37. So before we get actually into the gameplay, I want to say that if you guys want to visit me on Facebook, Twitter, or Dexter, the links are in the description below. If you guys want to support the channel directly, Patreon is the best way to do that, and that way the money goes straight to me versus going to my advertisers. And if I get enough support on Patreon, then I plan to take the ads out of the channel altogether. So, now that that's out of the way, oh, also, if you like the video, please hit the like button. That really does help me out quite a bit. And if you want to see more great World Tanks content, subscribe. I do content 5 days a week. Subscribing is the best way to see all of it. Now, onto actual gameplay, seeing as I've kind of almost got there. Now, RE100 has decided for some reason he's going to go down here. I don't know why. If you're ever on an E100 on ioEther, don't go down there. It's, if you're in a faster, heavy, medium tank, like even the FCM could probably get down there and be okay, it would be fine. But he's not. He's in one of the biggest, slowest, heavy tanks in the game. He is going to be useless down there. He might as well have... You know what? I'm not going to tell you he might as well have driven his tank off a cliff, because he's more useful than that, and not by much. So, now that I've realized RE100 plans on throwing this game, I'm running back to try and get to, well, cover the 100. Also, I know that the rest of our team face planted into them at A1 and A2, which is the correct place for most of our tanks to be. Other than one medium tank and myself, we don't have anyone else who should be running around. But the scouts, of course, are scouting. That's what they're supposed to be doing. And the tank restorers are in the general locations they're supposed to be. They're supporting the backline over with the heavies. Okay, that all aside, our heavies are doing the right thing. But somebody's got to be on this end. I'm not going to say saving the E100s, but if he doesn't die, I'll be insanely surprised. And you might actually see what the front of this shirt looks like, as I might jump up and down and enjoy. But I doubt it. So, I'm going to take some pot shots at the bat chat, because really he's out in the open. I can't believe I bounced that shot. It must have gone high and bounced off of his tracks. Unfortunately, Chief goes down. He was out in the open against the bat chat. The bat chat just murdered him. E100, I was already lost about a third of his health points, and I don't think he's done any damage yet. Now there's at least 3 tanks back there, plus a T1, or a T71 that is spawning our guys. So there's probably 4 tanks that are around here, and I'm okay with taking blind shots with this thing, because I know I start each battle with 50 rounds of standard ammunition and 30 premium. So I don't mind wasting a little bit of ammo and potentially getting some damage in. Even if I don't get all the damage in that I fire, that's okay, because at least keeps the enemy's heads down because they see incoming fire around them. So now I'm trying to use the laser on the minimap, and my general sense as to where a tank would be in order to keep shooting. I'm actually fairly certain that Patcha is actually on the other side of these rocks, but I'm gonna shoot as if he's not anyway, just in case he did something silly and slipped down the cliff. Because if he did that, then I don't think I'd be able to see him anyway. But I might as well take shots like, that's what happened. And if he did slide down that cliff, then catching him in the open would be really great. Oh, look! There's the enemy artillery! So for some reason, he's decided he needs to pop over that ridge line. I'm gonna guess because he's trying to take a shot at the E100. Well, for whatever reason he was down there doing that, it just got him killed and didn't do anything real for his team. Now the E1 is trying to circle, and I'm, trying to put continuous fire into him. And then I managed to track him. Now, this first shot, I'm fairly certain retracts him and does damage, but then when I aim it again, I'm fairly certain the second shot misses. That, or he automatically repairs his tank, and finally uses a repair kit. So I've done most of the damage to this guy, and he wanders around the corner and gets blasted apart by an E100. Now, it should be noted that in this battle, there was a quest going that if you killed 25 things, or killed 25 vehicles, then you got a vertical stabilizer. So I was trying to get to my 25 kills. Oh well. Now that last shot on the bat chat probably went in front of him and made him stop. If I fired that a little bit behind where I did, I might have been able to hit him in the engine. But at this point in time, the E100 is probably dead. If he turns to face the T-71, like it looks like he's going to, Batchat's just going to pull out and put a shot into the side of his turret. And I'm trying desperately to get a shot into this Batchat, but it's on such a bad angle that if I do manage to hit him, I'll be very surprised. So now the E100 is focusing on the Batchat, and the T-71 is ripping him apart, again using the side of his turret. Now the only way, I'm going to pause it right here for a second. The only way this guy survives this encounter is if he backs up long before he gets to this much health. That, or if he sat over here and faced his turret this way, because the Batchat would have to come so far around that he could to get his turret back in time in order to shoot. But because he decided to sit here in like the worst possible spot in this entire map and face his turret either this way or this way, whatever target he wasn't looking at was shooting him. And he got whittled down to now he is almost dead. Oh, and he still has an Awful Panther behind him. So he didn't even bother killing any of the enemies around him. He just wandered out into the middle and got destroyed by 3 scout tanks. Okay, yes, the Batchat's a medium, but in this particular case, he's been acting more like a scout than a medium. Now, I need to pull way out in order to get a shot into his Batchat, but that shot's completely worth it because it probably damaged his engine, and if I didn't, I just at least pissed him off and, knocked him down to 1 shot for anyone left in the game. Now, I'm going to call your attention to the other side of the map. Our entire team face planted into this corner. All we had was an E100 over here. They still have a Tiger 2, an E3, no, actually just a Tiger 2 and the E3 left over here. And our mouse is probably not going to survive for much longer. Now, Bax, one of my teammates, was in our KV4. He went that way. He's shouting to me in our ear that our mouse is going to die, and that he really just needs to take out the E3, who's on barely 20 health. So I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. The mouse has got this, right? Oh, there's a T-71 behind me. Well, let's spin around, because I don't want him shooting me in the back. And at this point, I'm kind of surprised that artillery hasn't taken a pot shot at me. I've been exposed and a very soft target for artillery this entire time. But no, artillery doesn't take a shot at me. And the Awful Panther decides he wants to approach. I was facing the right direction. It was worth the risk. Taking him out means that now it's going to be harder for me to get flanked. Now, I only have the T-71 to deal with, who last I saw was on, 400 health, so that's 2 shots for me, and the Batchat, who's on just over 300 health. So again, he's going to be 2 shots for me. But that's a lot better than if there was 3 tanks attacking me. So now I can kind of manage the odds. At the same time, I realize our mouse just died. Okay, well now I don't really have a choice. I can't sit here and worry about the Batchat and the T71. We're gonna sit there and try and tease me for the longest time. I gotta get back here, and I'll load an HE shell because I figure, hey, I do about 250 damage normally. If this guy's got like 20 health left, one HE shell, even if it only hits the front of his mantle, should at least do 20 damage, right? Well, he's out here somewhere. Let's just find him first, and then we'll go from there. Oh, he is on 20 health. Okay. And fire, and it just gets eaten. And his return shot gets eaten by my tracks. Now, I had gold loaded up second, because I assumed the first shot would kill him, and the second, and then gold would be loaded for whatever else came afterwards. Because at this point, I cannot afford to miss another shot. Thankfully, artillery was on the ball, and so when I missed that shot, artillery took him out. Now, enemy artillery finally draws a bead on me and drops the shell next to me. So I said hi because it seemed like the right thing to do. Now, Theory 1 has been shouting GG for the last little bit. He is convinced that his team has this game in the bag, and I really do need to tell him shut up. But I didn't actually type that. I just decided I'd go do it instead. So I'm currently trying to get some scouting information when this happens. So now I know exactly where the T-71 is. Yeah, he's trying to kill our artillery, but that doesn't matter to me so much. I don't really need the artillery in this game right now. Sorry, something was in my eye. Artillery takes out the T-71. That's awesome. They're both still alive. That's even better. Now I know the Batchat's going to go after the T-61. The Object 261. So there's no point in me trying to like get around it. I was just hoping I could shoot through this gap. As it turned out, I probably could have, as you saw the outline for a brief second. But it was too much of a risk. I'd rather just plow through these buildings and see if I can ram them to death. So I fire one shot into him and then ram him. Now I know artillery's probably already aimed in over here. I'm just going to back up to this building, and this gives me cover from the enemy artillery. Yes, he can still splash me, but it's less likely that he will. Okay, so now it's 2-on-1. Now I don't have to worry about being flanked. I just have to worry about only having 3.5 minutes to end this game. Right, okay, so what do? Well, I can't go charging straight across an open field, or I can't go charging straight across this part of the open field, because if the artillery is stationed up around here, which he had every right to do, during the last known position of our tanks and their scouts in here and stuff, then he would be able to spot me and possibly kill me before I could spot him and take him out. He's probably going to be a 2-shot for me. Unless he's been damaged by counter battery fire or friendly fire or something like that, he's going to take 2 shots for me to kill. So I've loaded HE in the hopes of penetrating and doing enough damage with my HE shells, which average 320 damage, to, if not, I can't take him out in one shot, I'm at least going to cripple him so that our artillery can splash him to death. That's the hope. Now, I understand he's either back here or he's up along this ridge line here. Now, I don't have time to check both. So I've asked Artie to go check here. I pinged the map over here somewhere to get our artillery. Oh, there we go. To get our artillery to go check over here, because I don't have the time to check this side of the map and then teleport over there to check that side of the map. And as I got here, I realized, you know what? I need to get on Cat. If this guy isn't around his base, we have lost this game. So I don't have the choice anymore to go hunt for this guy. I need to get on Cap immediately. And I roll on Cap just in time. Okay, so now he has to come to me. There is no way that he wins this game without coming to find me. So pause it for a sec. I know that he can hide behind this bush and pop over this ridge until he's just about fully aimed on me. He's going to have to need the last 3 or 4 degrees of gun depression are going to see him coming out of the bush towards me. I've been there as artillery. Can't actually hide in this bush and hit the cap. You have to drop your sights down a little bit more, so it means rolling out of the bush. Which is why I'm pointed this way, because I'm not going to get a whole lot of notice if he decides to come out of here, if he's over here. If he is on the other side of the map, which I'll be checking in a second. No, okay. Well, if he's on the other side of the map, ooh, like he is. So we're going to pause it there for a second. So this, I get a whole lot more warning of him coming over this ridge before he can actually shoot me. Unless he popped over right behind that tree, which was unlikely because he didn't know my position in the cap. So I could have got a shot on him right there, but probably would have missed anyway. So I'm just going to lead him over here where I know he has to go, and I put a nice shot into him, and that is a dead tank. That is how you carry a tier 10 game in a tank that's not supposed to see tier 10. Stop complaining about it. 1700 experience with premium without my daily double. That was an awesome game. Now, yes, I didn't do a hole in the beginning, but without me, this is a guaranteed loss. 2 things. First off, you can carry a tier 10 game even in a tank that's not supposed to see tier 10. It's not easy, but you can do it. Second thing is, by the time I got to the end of this match, when I was running across that open field to kill the artillery, my hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold the mouse straight. And of course, I can't believe I got a Bat Chat Kamikaze award. That was awesome. Fire for effect, yeah, and all that earns me a 2nd class mastery badge. Makes me wonder what I have to do to get an ace tanker in this tank. Oh, that was fun. Okay. 2500 damage. Now, is that... I guess that doesn't matter. I wish I'd looked at my counter in-game. That way I could tell if some of this was done, or some of those blind shots actually made contact. Which I guess I can. I don't think any of those blind shots actually made contact. Let's see, how much damage did I do? The Bat Chat? Yeah, that's 2 shots worth plus a ram. This guy is... yes. Okay, so apparently none of those blind shots actually made contact. Oh well. It was still suppressing fire. It still kept their heads down. It made them less... what's it called? Less likely to do something strange and aggressive because of the fact that they knew there was somebody else watching the E100's back. Even if the E100 was silly enough to run out there in the first place, they're like the most useless place for a heavy tank on ioEther. He got himself killed for no reason. That's not the... Honestly, if he'd probably been on the other side of the map, I never would have had a game like this, so... Details, right? 14 shots for 2500 damage. I blocked 750 damage worth by armor. That was the E4 shot, the E3 shot, that it went into my tracks. That's awesome. I can't believe I managed to live through that shot. Or not live through that shot, but absorb that shot without taking any damage. That was awesome. I never expected that. He definitely didn't expect that. And again, a little bit of an action payout, but still an awesome game. You can carry high tier games in premium tanks that aren't supposed to see them. You just have to know what you're doing. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night. This is ioEther. Hey folks, this is ioEther, and we're back with some more world tanks. Side scraping. How to counter a player who's side scraping. So the E100 is trying to side scrape. And you can see, let's see where, Ronick is actually firing at the engine deck of the enemy tank. And, well, that makes sense, because Ronick's gun is actually higher up than the enemy tank's engine deck, so he can aim down. And if he concentrates right, and if he, well, yeah, T-57, really?
How did you miss that shot on the T-57? Really? That was like a free shot. So the enemy Elon Hunter is getting really pissed that Ronick can somehow penetrate him without being, without exposing enough of his tank so that so this guy can kill Ronick. So Ronick's, again, gonna shoot for the energy deck.